Hi everybody, this is Jane from the CTL here to talk to you a little bit about Canvas's Ignite AI insights and summary tools. Unlike my demonstration videos, which walk you through how to use them, I wanted to give you some realistic examples of the pluses and minuses of these tools. I would also like to point out that Canvas itself includes messages to the user that the output from their AI may not always be accurate. And I have to say that I have discovered some hallucinations and hiccups while test driving IgniteAI. In order to make this video, I put together a fake discussion using members of the CTL team and associates in order to create examples for this video. So don't worry, you won't be seeing examples from a discussion containing real students. This is what my very simple discussion looks like. The instructions were very basic. They asked for students to post about their vacation destination preferences and to reply to two classmates' posts. So let's see how IgniteAI handles this. Let's start by looking at the Insights tool. This tool evaluates each student's work and gives it a rating of relevant, needs review, or irrelevant. If you're monitoring your students through this tool during the duration of the assignment, you can quickly catch students who might need some extra support. So in this example, we can see that one of the 5 students has posted something irrelevant to the topic. If this were a real class, I could use this opportunity to reach out to her before the due date. So this is actually a pretty great feature. But something we've learned since this product was released is that while we were kind of led to believe that the Insights tool would provide insights into students' posts and comments within a discussion, at the moment it turns out that it only analyzes students' initial posts. So in this sample discussion, I had my student Fake Lauren pretend to post the wrong assignment. Then Fake Lauren couldn't figure out how to delete the incorrect post, so she just added the correct post in a comment to her original one with an apology. This is actually something I've had happen in the past in classes that I've taught, so it's not completely unrealistic. And Fake Lauren really did complete the assignment, but she's actually this student here whose work has been marked as irrelevant, and that's because the Insights tool only read her initial post and not the follow-up with the correct information. So while this is a useful tool, you really need to always double check to make sure that, if it's saying something negative about one of your students, make sure that that's correct. Now let's take a look at the summary tool. Unlike the Insights tool, the summary tool really does read both the students' initial posts and their comments. But again, as Canvas says, please note that the output may not always be accurate. Here's a summary of the entire discussion thread from my fake discussion. Again, the discussion required my fake students to share information about their favorite vacation destination. While it's not the most thorough of summaries, it does identify most, but not all, of the destinations discussed and summarize some of the reasons why these locations were favored. If I were teaching this class, I could use the information from this summary to influence content I might include in, let's say, the lecture for the following week, just to make it more relatable to the students. Again, it's a really cool and kind of helpful tool. There are some challenges with it. One of the big ones, I think, is that the summary doesn't remember previous summaries, so you can't click back to see your third summary ago, for example. This means that if you want to generate a new summary, your previous ones, they're gone forever. If it generates something you'd like to save, you really need to copy and paste it somewhere or take a screenshot. Something else we've learned that I think is really neat is that if you have, let's say, really long discussion threads, so one student posts and maybe 15 people reply, it's a really long thread. It's kind of hard to get the meat out of that. You can actually use the summary tool to summarize just one particular thread. The prompt that we came up with that works is something along the lines of summarize Jane Keeler, that's me, summarize Jane Keeler's post and the replies to it. And in theory, it will summarize just that. Let's take a look at some screenshots of the previous summaries I ran of this discussion. In one, I asked it to summarize fake Denise's post and the replies to it. And this summary, it's completely accurate. If this discussion thread were really long, having this summary could be incredibly handy. But now let's take a look at the summary of fake Robert's post and the replies to it. This summary devotes half of itself to Croatia, which was not a part of fake Robert's discussion thread, but fake Rachel's. Additionally, while two students in the thread mentioned that they had previously lived in San Diego, the summary has hallucinated that one of those two actually lives in San Diego right now. So this might be a hit or a miss. I'd really love to hear everyone's thoughts on these tools. If you've used the IgniteAI insights and summary tools, please let me know what worked, what didn't. Send me an email at Keeler, that's Keeler, at klamathcc.edu. I'd love to be able to gather more user experiences to help form the advice that we will be sharing back to the faculty about using these tools. Thanks for watching.